Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sweaty Casuals, brought to you by the Snowflake Sanctuary Discord server. It's the podcast where we usually talk about the A to Z of the games we love to play, from the state of ranked systems to our thoughts on the newest sensations and everything in between. My name is Zach, and along with my co-host Nox, we will be our guide today as we traverse Elo Hell. Small reminder, we do swear, so viewer discretion is advised. Today, we're joined by WhiteBunny, SpazzedOreo, and Badonkadank, who will be calling Bunny, Oreo, and Dank, respectively. And we'll be looking to talk about the big changes in Apex, what they mean for the game, and what they may bring for the future. As always, we're going to start today with our icebreaker. So let's go around and talk about what your favorite go-to weapon is and why. And specifically the one you want to carry through the whole match. I mean, everybody, I think we can all agree a shotgun is scary at the beginning of the game, not always mid-game.
I think for me, my all-time favorite gun is the triple take. Because not only can it be used as a shotgun at close range, fun fact, it's also one of the easier I've found snipers to hit because of the 3 rounds that come out of it. I think it's got good consistency, and energy ammo you're able to keep more of it than sniper ammo. You're able to inventory manage a little bit better.
Thank, how about you?
Is my mic working? Sorry. I really like the Nemesis, which is funny because I used to hate it. But I finally figured out how the fire rate and kickback works. So I found that I'm able to hit long range shots better, and it kicks major butt at close range. I have been finding out because I have recently ditched carrying snipers. So I've been doing a lot of close range combat, which turns out Nemesis is fantastic for.
Yeah, the ramp up on it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Bunny?
I like the 2 Rs, which R99 and the R301. I usually always have one or the other in, I'm at least carrying one of them. I think because they were like my first guns that I loved. I'm not a huge shooter game. And when Oreo begged me to get Apex years ago, the R99 was the first gun I picked up, and so it's like kind of nostalgic to me, and I tend to be the best with those two. But I also really like the Devotion too. Nothing feels better than having a fully kitted Devotion and
fully kitted Devotion tears.
Yeah, laying into someone. So, but I would probably say the 2 Rs, the R99 and the R301.
My favorite gun in the entire game is an R301. I scream for the R301 every single game. It's the only gun I try to find. Sometimes I run 2 R301s the entire game, and it works somehow. Either that or a bow check. When the bow check came out, love the bow. It's sick. And it has like the little shotgun part too, where like 3 arrows come out or something. It's a nice gun, and well, it's a nice bow, and now it's in the like supply drop things, which is very sad because they're not as barely find them anymore. But I really like them. You just go kapoo.
Well, don't worry, because as we're going to discuss, Lifeline can call one of those now.
Sure.
I'd probably say the Rampage right now. I've been playing with that a lot lately, and it's really nice to have a weapon that A, hits well at long-ish ranges, but B, you can also turbocharge it and have it as a spray and pray weapon up close. Like, it really kind of does everything. It's a really nice weapon to have.
The great thing about Apex too, I think through the years of me playing, I have come to like really any of the weapons at one point. I will say the bow check, I never liked the bow check. But like I mean at one time I was really good with the Mozambique and always carried that. So it's The good thing about Apex is I feel like you go through stages. One weapon you might not like, and then try it and get a bunch of downs. And
Oh, for sure. I mean,
I
I
feel
think
like
this week I
I love this.
realized. Sorry, continue.
No, I was done.
Oh, I was gonna say I realized this week that I don't like the Kraber.
Mhm.
I'd rather have a
Like-
fully kitted Sentinel.
Yep.
It has more shots. It reloads faster. You don't have to go in and out of the scope.
Well, recently I've been getting into the Mastiff,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
I've always been anti shotguns, but the Mastiff has been pretty fun. You can just down someone in like 3 shots or something as long as you
Mhm.
make them. Kind of OP in the beginning of the game. Drop and find a Mastiff, you're set.
It's a really forgiving weapon because the spread is so. It's very
The only thing that
horizontal.
sucks about the Mastiff is the reload time. Like you
Yeah.
have 8 shots,
Yeah.
or you're 6 shots, 6 or 8. But you have those shots, and
Uh-huh.
that's
6.
what you've got. It might be 5. I might be a little bit off here.
I think
might
it's like
be.
4 or 5, yeah.
But you
That's
don't
a-
have a lot, and then
I-
you're reloading for a while.
Mhm.
I didn't
Unless-
include it on. I didn't include it on the short list of notes, but the Eva actually got moved into the care package.
Big
To the red
sad.
guns, yeah.
I don't
Big
find that
sad.
surprising.
I
I
love the Eva.
don't really mind.
Oh, it's a
I
great
think the
gun.
Eva
It's
was
just the issue
okay.
is that having 8 shots with it, that's a lot of opportunities to do damage.
Yeah,
Especially
with
with
that
the-
spread too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reload time on the Evo is pretty insane.
Mhm.
Well, so I think moving it into the care package wasn't necessarily a bad move, but I think they made it more worthwhile because it did get a bunch of buffs too, including hammer points. I think it got hammer points.
Some kind of gold hop up.
Yeah, I'd have to go double check the notes.
Yeah, I haven't been able to come across one yet in the actual game, which is
Just play with
frustrating
Zach
because
because he's always on Lifeline or Bangalore. So you got a 50-50 chance to find him at some point.
that's
Sorry.
true.
Yep,
Except
it does
when-
take hammer points.
Yeah, no, that would make it very, very interesting to play. So next time we play, I'm totally gonna have to have you try and get one for me.
I'll work on it. Let's real quick. Let's just go around real quick and just mention how long we've been playing because I know we've got some varied histories.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I want you to go first because I think you're the oldest here.
I started playing the second it came out. It came out in like 2017, I think. I played it on my Xbox end.
So you've got 19
but-
seasons worth of experience.
Not really, because I've definitely played it like on and off, right? When it came out, it was a totally different game than what it is now. Especially with the champs, like when it came out, I made Wraith, and now I barely touch Wraith because I like the zeros that'll go far and stuff. But it's changed a lot since it came.
How about you, Bunny? I think you're the next longest.
I would probably say 2020. I came out like when Mirage came out. So I think Oreo talked me into getting it, and Mirage was like the legend that just came out. So maybe 2019, I'm not sure. Well,
around
it
there.
couldn't have been that.
2020, I think.
Yeah. So
Tank?
Me? Jeez. I've had a love-hate relationship with Apex. I think I've been playing for about 5 years, but I say 4 because I took about a year off in 2022. But I started playing before even Rampart was out, so it's been a while.
Nog?
I think for me, I want to say it was either late 2019, late 2020, early 2021. I played it really, really heavily for one summer where I logged like 500 hours or something stupid like that. and I played it really heavily for like 3 months. And then I kind of let it go. I would only touch it every once in a while. And then recently I've been playing a lot more of it again. And I know in season 19 I hit the ranked pretty hard. To no super good outcome. I think I was silver by the end of it. But yeah, we were silver. Which
Oh,
we're going to talk about rank changes. This is what I'm super stoked for. Because rank, the
Have
rank
you hopped in a
system.
ranked match yet?
I have.
We'll talk about it later.
I
Because
had a
I've
great
got-
time.
I've been in quite a few ranked matches already, and it feels very different.
It's
and I don't love it.
wonderful. I think it changed a lot of what I had a problem with.
We'll get to it. I think the RP fixes are good. I don't like the matchmaking.
Well, that's always an issue.
It's a bigger issue, and I found out why. We'll talk about it. As for my experience, I've been playing now for like 3 months.
Woo! You're
I started season
welcome.
19.
Yeah, and he's already what, level 100 and what?
yeah.
I'm like 180 something.
Yeah.
Dude said, I'm never gonna love Apex. I'm never gonna play Apex. Guess who
Yeah.
uninstalled Overwatch from his computer the other
Yeah.
day?
We don't have to talk
And
about that.
installs Overwatch and plays Apex now.
I needed a break after the new Overwatch season. I don't. We already touched on the new changes in Overwatch. We don't have to go through those again. So, really quick recap of what's changed. There's a whole new shield system now. It's not just based on how much damage you do. One, you can't pick up new shields, so you have to upgrade your own shields. There are still ways that you can pick up charge off of knocks and eliminations that you get, but in general, you have to keep your own shield, which is interesting. And then you have a new currency, basically, called Evo, which you get through the normal dealing damage ways, but you also get it through other ways, like opening crates, specific crates that are locked to your class, ring consoles, recon beacons. There's new things called Evo harvesters that let you get a bunch of Evo. Whole bunch of different ways that you can get Evo.
Reviving somebody.
Reviving somebody gets it. Respawning teammates gets it. Picking people up from knocks gets it. Whole ton of things. Lots and lots of different ways you can get Evo. On top of that, every time that you get to, or the first 2 times that you get a new shield level, you also get upgrades tied to your legend that are specific to your legend. So you get to 1 of 2 for each legend, and they're all different. Every single legend has their own one. Crafting changes, so there's no more crafting materials anymore. It's just 4 items. It's shield bats, medkits, respawn tags,
Banners.
banners. Thank you. And ammo, and that's it. Big rank changes. There's been a bunch of the normal seasonal updates that you get with all the legends, all the weapons, and then there's been some technical upgrades, which we're just going to touch on, but some of them are kind of interesting.
Mhm.
So the shield system. We've all taken a little bit of time. We've all been able to play at least a few matches. What are our thoughts on the new shield system and the fact that you don't necessarily have to deal damage to upgrade it, but you do have to do things? You can't just find a purple shield on the ground.
I like it. I'm going to come back to this point often. I feel like Apex turned into a game where you drop, you survive, and then you hide in the most optimal location until someone comes to you or you have to run into somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
By needing to go do damage, by needing to go get the harvesters, you are playing a more active game. It forces you to go do something. It forces people to have to go into bad situations and work their way out. I think it keeps the game more exciting, more forward, because I still remember a game I played with Zach. We were trying to get up into bronze and we were doing the promotional challenges. And we landed in the caustic treatment plant and we sat on top of the roof for the entire game and then took second. But by the end of it, we were able to loot things around us and we all had blue or purple shields and we didn't deal any damage. And that feels, it's good when it happens to you, but that feels a little cheap where now you can't just sit or you're going to have gray shields at the end of the game.
That was one of my Lifeline matches, right?
No, I don't think you were at that point.
I don't
You're still
think-
playing a
okay.
lot of Bangalore.
I still play a lot of Bangalore right now. I did realize that at some point during last season, I was like, man, Lifeline's a little broken. You can just call in shields constantly. You just grab every single art charge you can find.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, but to your point, Knox, I agree completely. I actually really like it, the new system. I wasn't sure I was going to, but I feel like with the Evo system in place now, it incentivizes players to actually play to their legend's specific strengths. Like if you're playing a recon, when you use the beacons and stuff like that, you get Evo for that. It incentivizes you to actually pick up your teammates. So when you're playing with random people, you're less likely to just get left for dead because they don't feel like dealing with it. And
Mhm.
it because some of the Evo you get is from damaging people, it definitely makes the game more of a learn to improve and stop just, hiding and
Mhm.
hoping that'll get you to a win.
Mhm.
Because I think I'm just in the last week or so I've been playing, I've improved a lot in terms I don't spray and pray as much anymore. So because you don't end up getting as nearly as much damage output as you would if you're actually trying to aim and get better at the game.
Mhm.
I die a lot more now too, but again, the trade-off means you're learning more than just exploiting the old shield system. So
Mhm.
I would agree with Knox.
Something we have
I-
on the docket that I think is interesting is battle royale games in general are actually designed to make you lose, like just statistically.
Well,
Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
I have a love-hate relationship with this shield thing because the way that the old Apex was it'd be like you would get into an area and the possibility of an enemy getting like for instance we talked about shotguns, the enemy getting a shotgun and then maybe you have a better shield to like correspond with the major difference in weapons. Like I thought that was a very big advantage that somebody could have, picking up a blue shield and then your enemy picks up a shotgun and all you have is like a P2020. I felt like that was somewhat
I don't have to
even
knock on the PP gun.
because it's the P2020. It's not a great gun. It's just what it is.
It's a PP
Alright?
gun. It's no damage.
It doesn't compared to a shotgun. I mean, come on.
Pull the trigger faster.
Like,
I
I
mean, better.
understand that the battle
Hammer on
royales are
it.
supposed to be like luck of the draw, like you pick up what you can really, really fast when there's a bunch of people, blah blah blah. But like, I don't know. I feel like in the beginning of the game, it's a little harsh when that's your options are a P2020 and a Mastiff, and you were half a second too slow to grab the Mastiff.
To agree with you on that point because, valid to have your opinion, but in some ways I think that also kind of plays into what I was talking about is that you still see a bunch of massive hot drops and stuff like that where there is that struggle to get a good weapon and get a shot off enough to get your shield up. But I've been noticing a lot in especially my quick play games that there are more and more people who are actually being more strategic about where they land with their teams now instead of just going, let's be the first off the ship. It's becoming more of a let's find a place where we might run into one or two teams, but we have time to actually kid ourselves a little bit.
But hot dropping's fun.
Listen,
hot
Zach,
dropping
it's not a
adrenaline
whole
build.
call out just to you.
I
for
like
Knox
going
too,
crazy. I like
Yeah.
running towards the gunfire even when I'm not prepared.
I know it's a huge problem sometimes, and then you get surprised. Why am I dying? Well, maybe.
Well, sometimes I think I can take a 1v3. All right.
There was a
Girl, I
game
love
earlier
you,
this
but
week where
I swear
I said to
God.
Oreo jokingly, "Man, can you get a little bit further away from me?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 1 second. She tosses her ring out on Loba.
It's
Goes
a bracelet.
Not like 5 seconds later, she takes a zip line, immediately downed.
Yeah, it was a little scary, not gonna lie. But listen, I didn't hear them there. Normally, I'll wait like enough to where I know if I engage, you're there. But like I didn't hear them there. I went up the zip line. I was trying to get away from you because you asked me to run away, and then bad things did indeed happen.
A concept called sarcasm at some point in the near future.
I don't know what that
Right.
is. Sorry.
We know this and we love you.
Yeah.
Bunny, what are your thoughts?
I think with me, like, I don't want anyone to take this personally, and I don't think who does this is in this. I mean, they're not in this call, but I didn't particularly like playing anymore with a lot of the Discord specifically, just because a handful of people are what I would like to say are shoppers, where they go to the far off
this
place.
call, by the way.
Huh?
One of them is in this call.
Is that-
Zachary.
I'm a shopper. I'm sorry.
So it's like goes to the farthest place and then just spends the whole game basically just kitting their weapons, which is great. Like I said it before, nothing is better than having a fully kitted devotion. But then it's like
It's a boring game.
we're level or we're the fifth group, and we had no we didn't do any damage. So at first I was kind of like, oh, this is not going to go very well. This is not, we're going to be shopping and then we're going to all have gray shields, or what I would like to call, we're going to all be naked because we don't have any, colored shields. But when I played I really enjoyed it. And my other issue that was also, my mind was changed, was I was like, this is going to be really upsetting if you die and you lose your shield that you just got up to, let's say, blue or purple, because that's what would happen before. If you died and your teammates got you back, resed you, you would have to go back to your box and hope that the team that killed you didn't take your gold shield. And so I was like, this is going to really suck if I, do all this. But I died in the last game I played and they dropped me. And I had the shield that I did. So that I think that's what sold me on it, was okay.
Someone may know better than I do. They made that change at least last season.
They might have, and I didn't play much last season, so that probably, yeah.
I don't remember. I think there was one weird situation where, like, if you had a gold shield, you wouldn't get a gold shield when you dropped again, but...
Yes, if you had gold items when you got respawned, like when you died, if you had gold items and you got respawned, those gold items would not get returned to you.
Yeah.
For example, I died with a gold R301 at one point. I came back with a regular R301.
Oh,
or no.
That's so sad.
Yeah, that would suck.
Backtrack. Yeah. I died with a loot, like a care package, red wingman. And I was like, are they just going to drop me with a wingman now? Because they're not going to give me the red one back. And I dropped with no gun. So they just took it away from you. So there's certain things that don't respawn back with you. But for the most part, you match your team or you match where you are. Well, now it'll be your team with your shields, because everything with the shields is team-based, not solo-based.
It's not. It is solo-based.
It is actually...
Is it?
It is. There's some ways you get Evo that are team-related, and some of them are solo-related.
Because
Okay.
I originally... Yeah. Sorry,
So, like, the Evo harvesters, for example, I think they grant 100
team.
Evo, but it grants...
350.
Is it 350? Okay, but everybody on your team gets that 350.
Yeah.
I know the like damage supply boxes and the support supply boxes are specifically 100 for your team as well. Earlier today, Caramel, Crash, and I were playing, and now that I have this new system that I need to level up my shield, that's my number one priority. I'm trying to find the harvesters, I'm trying to find the boxes, I am pathing that way to go get those things. So we're running, and I just ping, I go, Caramel, she's playing Mad Maggie, so she can open the damage boxes. And I'm like, go get that one. And then I ping another one, go get that one. And you know what? We were leveling shields. So.
My thoughts
I will. Oh, sorry.
No,
go ahead.
No, please.
Okay. I will say the one thing I am happy about the new shield thing is it definitely does bring out the aggression of wanting to fight people all the time, because everyone here who has played with me knows I hear gunfire and I just run towards it because I like action in games, especially battle royales. I think there's no point in playing it unless I am doing the whole point of going into a fight and killing the enemy team. So
Mhm.
the fact that now I have a like a reasoning, I guess, besides like a reason to convince my teammates to come with me to these fights rather than, oh, Oreo's dead. Like, be like, hey, yeah, we could level up our shields or whatever, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
I also like the shield changes. I think Bunny had the really good point of just, if you get punished, you used to get punished really badly if you didn't go find fights because you wouldn't get colored shields. You wouldn't be able to upgrade them. I think this helps actually offset that. So we have one map in particular. I'm not going to remember what the name of it is.
I don't know their names.
Is
it the one with butthole?
It's the one with butthole. It's Command Center is the actual name of the drop.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
King's
King's Landing.
Canyon.
King's
Or
Landing.
King's
Canyon.
Landing.
Okay.
Yeah.
King's Landing is in Game of Thrones. King's
Yeah, that's
Canyon is in
Canyon
Apex
is in
Legends.
It's like, why does that sound weird?
Hold off a little bit longer. We'll talk about
And
books
then
later.
King's Row is in Overwatch. Just get them all
Yeah.
straight.
Okay.
Lots of kings.
So in King's Canyon, there's a command center, and we like to call that butthole because you dive in through the big hole. And we always get so disappointed when it's just us there.
No,
Like,
it's
what
so
hell?
annoying. It's
Mhm.
the mecca for everyone to jump in and kill each other. And when you land there by yourself, it's like, what was even the point of going there?
Exactly.
Honestly,
So
Now you're smack
now-
dab in the middle of the map. And where do we go now?
No,
Yeah.
it's so annoying. I want
So
to
I
either
think-
die or kill. That's all there is.
It's the type of situation though where I think you get punished less heavily because there's no shields on the ground anymore, but there's other ways that you can find shields as you go through, and at the very least you can probably get blue shields relatively quickly and easily.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So do you guys call Hammond Labs the butthole of Olympus? Because that was
No, that's the Xbox building. No,
That's
sorry,
the
the
tube.
PlayStation building.
It's the tube.
like
It's the
I
tube.
remember
You go down the tube.
playing with Oreo, and this was like after playing with some random people, and they showed that you can go down that tube.
I know that
And
was
I remember
life-changing.
taking Oreo down there and like
I lost my mind. It was the best discovery in Apex
and then
to this
for
day.
and then for weeks we would
It's
only
all we
go
would drop
down-
is down the tube.
Yes, I remember that.
We need to come up with a creative name for that one because the other one is the slip space conduit.
It's the tube. It's the tube.
Well,
It's the
there's
PlayStation building.
It's but it's the thing itself. It's called the tube. You can't change my mind. That's what it's been since the fucking map came out. It's the tube.
Just call it the sphincter.
It's the PlayStation tube.
It's PlayStation tube.
the map with the slip space conduit where it like teleports you into the building.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
that-
call
that
that
one-
something weird. I can't remember.
It's
how
pseudo
you-
butthole.
Yeah, there you go.
Pseudo- there we go.
That's Fountain. You're gonna jump into the fountain.
Oh, that's a good
No,
one too.
I like pseudo
Hammond
better
Labs
than-
could be the tiny butthole because it's a tiny hole.
This is
All
so
right, we've filled our
disgusting.
butthole quota for the day.
We may not want to word it exactly like that.
Wrap it up.
Why not, Zach?
Do we have any strong feelings on the fact that you can't shield swap anymore?
I like it. Dear
I do
God,
too.
I like it.
I
Yeah.
never really shield swapped unless if I had a gold shield. I never really was a fan of gold shields because I liked leveling up the purple to the red. But if I found a gold shield and then found a purple, I liked being able to shield swap. But since there's no gold, is there? I guess no, the gold shield's gone. So yeah, I have no issue with it.
I'm
I
in
like
the same boat.
How
I
they
think it's
did
more.
it.
Oh, sorry. Your internet cut out for a quarter second.
Yep, you have the floor.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think it's more skill-based now. Like, it's not, oh, I happen to know that I downed this opponent and they had a purple shield and now I can just pick that up in the middle of this fight. Like, yeah, there was an amount of game sense and quick thinking that you needed to do with that, but it felt really awful when you're the one who's about to get the pick and suddenly they swap shields and they win the fight because of it.
Yeah, but that itself is its own strategy.
It is.
And that's
it
what
just
I was
felt
going to
cheap.
say.
It felt really cheap.
There was a genuine strategy to like pick up extra shields and place them places so that you knew you could shield swap. And I get the strategy, but there's an amount of it does feel a little cheap. It feels like that Hanzo one shot across the map, if you will. But I like that they didn't fully take it out in the way that you can still go into a death box, and what those charges give you, it doesn't give you Evo points towards your next one. What it does is it gives you extra little shield blocks on the end of your shields. So what it does is that you can't shield swap anymore, but if you're coming up to a death box and you want to check it to see if they have shield charges, well, now you can have 2 extra shield charges to make that fight last a little bit longer. So the strategy is still there to have them, but it's not as cheap as, oh, I'm going to go swap my broken purple for a full purple. Get wrecked.
Well,
Doesn't it only
it's
last
also
for
funny-
like 30 seconds or something like that?
Yep, it's
too?
also timed. So it's useful during fights, active fights, but once you don't have it anymore, so let's say you're getting third partied. Well, now you can still put in those charges so that you can still either fight, survive, or leave. But it only lasts for a certain amount of time, which I think is interesting. And it doesn't, if they started stacking and now they just have them until they're gone, I think then we haven't fixed the problem. But because they go away after 30 seconds, I think they're there for its purpose of surviving a fight. But now you don't have them anymore.
I also think this helps prevent the antithesis, which I've had happen more than once, which is when you try and shield swap, and then you pick up a dead shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just...
Nothing hurts more.
That's just... There's no winners there.
It's a painful realization.
We've all done it.
Nox, this is the one that I really want to ask you because it reminds me of League.
Oh, Lord.
How do you feel about the hero skill trees?
It's not.
Are you
like
talking
League.
on the, like, you get to pick every level?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's interesting. One, I don't think it's like League.
Okay.
I don't know where that connection lies, but I appreciate you turning the question over to me first, so I'll talk. I think they're interesting. I think they add a bit of excitement to the game. I think there are some that are more broken than others. And I think it's because the first time they're doing it, there's going to be those hiccups. There's going to be that, like, maybe Lifeline shouldn't be able to drop a supply ship down and get a Kraber. Maybe that's not good for her character. But I think another one of hers is that her tactical, her health drone, you can reduce it by 10 seconds, the cooldown. I think that's huge. And I think that's really great for her character because the health drone doesn't make or break fights all the time. It can help, but it doesn't make or break fights. Or the self-revive. I think the self-revive is also it makes sense for her character. I did find a video of someone seeing how far Caustic could now throw his traps with his little thing. It's very funny. I enjoy the comedic value of some of these because these things should not. Yeah, we are shot putting that thing. We are winning the Olympics. Put them on the team. We're getting it out there. I like them. I think they're interesting. I think they add something new to the game, especially with a game that can become dry after so many times playing it because it's a battle royale and you're doing the same thing every single time you drop. So I think it gives opportunities for different gameplay, new options, and something a little bit fresh.
The reason why I mentioned it being League-like is, and it's been a hot minute since I've touched League in any way, shape, or form, as we discussed during our League episode. But League, if I recall, you do have to deal damage in order to start unlocking abilities.
Yeah, so League is very item-based rather than ability-based, so there's not a this or that kind of thing. With the characters per se, it tends to be this item or that item kind of thing, but yes, you do want to deal damage, get in there to increase your gold income in order to level up your items faster than your opponents.
My bad. I thought it was the abilities, not the items. My
That's
bad.
okay. I can see the connection now, but yeah, I don't think it's quite the same thing.
Oreo,
I think it's what Overwatch wanted to do, to be honest.
Ooh, more interesting. Oreo, your thoughts?
I think some of them are great. I play a lot of Loba and Valkyrie. And as the person that likes to cause mayhem within my group, I love that I can throw Loba's bracelet about 25% further now and annoy the crap out of all my teammates. But I don't know. I think it's a good theory. Like a good thing that they've added. But is it necessary? No. But I think it makes sense for all the other changes that they added to this season and stuff. But some of the characters, like in comparison, their upgrades are like nothing. Like Valkyrie, hers is like, oh, she can fly a little bit further and higher. Or like her like rocket grids goes from a 4x3 to a 5x3 or something like that. I don't know. Some of them, in comparison, like we said earlier, to Lifelines, where you could get a Kraber or a Bocek or an Eva, a red weapon every time, right? It's just no comparison. I think they need to even them out a little bit more.
I went to go look up Valkyrie's changes that I put in my spreadsheet that I sent to y'all with all the changes. Realizing I didn't update it.
Oof.
So I have no idea what Valkyrie's upgrades are at the moment. Whoops.
Thank you. Looks like you had some thoughts. I'll look it up while you're talking.
Oh, no worries. I was gonna say I'm kind of with Oreo in that I don't not like them, but I don't know that they were necessary for the game in the current way that they've been implemented, because you do have characters that feel like they got massive buffs with their new skill tree, and other characters feel kind of like they just were sort of their skill tree was just sort of thrown in there like, oh right, we almost forgot this one. Because I my main three that I rotate between lately have been Loba, Rampart, and Octane. And with Octanes, his is really nice. You can choose to, what is it, decrease grenade damage by like 25%, or you can decrease your stim damage by, I think it's 20% on the first level. And then with the next one, you can throw down an extra jump pad, or you can change directions on your double jump. That's, for getaway stuff, can be huge. But for things like with Rampart, all she really gets is a potential for increased mag size, or faster reload, or spin up time on Sheila, which could be well and good in a fight, but it feels like, compared to some of the other legends, that they, like, the game devs didn't maybe put as much. I don't want to like seem critical, but of them, but some of them feel like there wasn't as much thought put into how creative you could get with a skill tree. And the fact that the skill tree itself caps at the 3rd level instead of going all the way to a 4th level, I was kind of bummed by that. I thought you would get to upgrade your skill tree all the way down, but when I saw that 4th level was just a red shield, I was going, okay, I mean, it's fine, I guess, but I would have liked to see where they could have gone with that.
I think that thought is interesting. I think the counter argument that I'd offer, though, is that once you hit that perk, whatever that perk is supposed to be, that's probably going to be rough to play against. So it's just going to be a battle of whoever gets that first wins.
True, which might be why they capped it in the first place. I guess, if they're not going to do that, what I guess I'd like to see more from it is a balancing of all the legends skill tree options, so that some don't feel as broken and some don't feel as underbuffed, if that makes sense. So that it's less of a, oh, I picked Lifeline, so our team just, our chances of winning just went up by however much percent, that kind of thing.
What are your thoughts, Bunny?
Well, I was just reading it, and I lately have been playing a lot of Ash. I like her abilities, and I like the changes for her. Um, I will say the Marked for Death was one of my favorites, and it's just a little tough that it only kicks in at level 2, and then I have to pick, but the other one, the call out number, is not as great to me than the Mark for Death. However, my other person that I play a lot with is Mirage. Is so we'll we'll see once I read his, but so far, I mean, it seems pretty. I really like it. I will say originally, like I said before, I heard about these changes and I was very much like, why fix something that's not broken in quotation marks? So I was like not interested in reading any of this. But after playing it and seeing everything, I kind of was like, okay, I get it. And that's the thing with Apex, and maybe we'll discuss this, is I think a lot of some of the changes they've done has been really, really good changes. Like, I don't know who they talked to or what, but when they did the whole changing the legends to have other abilities like recon and, stuff like that, that was an awesome change. And then this. So not complaining for me yet so far.
It is funny just because I do find that some of the heroes' abilities. So, for example, Ballistic now can, on his level 2, he can see care package, which is normally the recon ability. It seems like you are losing, at least some heroes are losing some of their identity just because they're gaining a little bit into other groups of legends abilities. I think it's. Oh, sorry.
ahead. No, I thought you were done.
I've got a bunch of things to say, but go right ahead.
Okay. I did go look up all the skill tree things because I was curious. I did find a website called Esports Illustrated, me with my really great sources. They ranked all of the skill trees just to kind of get an opinion on what other people are seeing. This website does say that Ash is the big winner from all of this and that her skill trees are the best. And that Wraith was the big loser of this whole skill tree thing, but I did go look for Valkyrie's position because we were talking about that one specifically. And out of 25, Valkyrie sits at 24. I'm so sorry. Out of 25, Valkyrie sits at 22. So Valkyrie's changes, because we were talking about that specifically, she can either at level 2 launch 15% higher with Skyward Dive, which I believe is her ultimate, or increase horizontal jetpack speed and acceleration. So she can fly a little bit faster, a little bit more agile. At level 3, she can modify the missile swarm pattern from a 4x3 to a 3x5, so making it a little bit harder to dodge, but that's not a crazy increase. And then the other option she has is the fuel tank increase, which increases the jetpack fuel by 25%, so you can fly a little bit longer.
Which just seems unnecessary in the game.
I was going to say her jetpack is tactical.
Yeah, with how fast-paced this game moves and how much advantages other legends get with their level ups, it feels a little underwhelming.
So while you have that up, what are the top 5?
This website says that Ash was the big winner, followed by Ballistic, Bangalore, Bloodhound, and Catalyst. I did look for Lifeline because I know she's been a hot topic. She's about middle of the pack.
Yeah, I have some strong feelings on Lifeline in particular. I feel like she actually got indirectly nerfed just because of the shield changes. So if you bring in a regular Lifeline care package now, most of it's shield bats. Like
knockdown
it's basically
shields.
Yep. There's a lot less. It feels like most of what you're getting is you're calling in 4 shield bats and like 2 things to help your team out. It doesn't feel like you're getting backpacks or knockdown shields quite as often as you used to. You still usually get like that one magazine or that one kind of weapon
Shotgun
upgrade.
bolt.
Yeah,
That's purple.
but like most of it's shield bats. So really, you're kind of pushing to get that care package. And other than that, your regular care packages are much less helpful.
I just quickly clicked on Bangalore's because I hadn't seen hers yet. Holy shit.
Yeah, the cover me is kind of amazing. Just being able to immediately know where an enemy team is.
That or Refuge, the other option at level 3, she can regenerate HP while inside smoke.
It's okay. It's not a huge amount of HP. You don't usually hide in your smoke clouds for that long.
Oh, and Bandito's gonna love this one. Big Bang. See nearby ordnance through walls and on death boxes. Oh, he'll love it.
We still need to get him to go play Fuse.
Anything that reduces an ultimate cooldown too, I think, is a big bonus. Unless you're Wraith, because hers also got a bonus, but
or Loba. Loba's ult comes all the time.
Yeah, hers
True.
is already fast.
But I don't know if Loba has that.
Just to put it in perspective, though,
that.
Bangalore's is 60 seconds off.
Yeah,
Charge time.
I don't know how long it usually takes, but
4 minutes.
I guess what I would be interested in finding out from everyone after playing is one thing about Apex that I really enjoyed was you could really play any character and be relatively okay with them. Obviously getting to know their, abilities, yeah, and their ultimates, yeah, kind of. But you could really play any of them. And so it'll be interesting to see how things go doing that. If you're a dailies player where you want to get those dailies to up the battle pass, they'll say play 2 matches with Wraith. So it'll be interesting to see if it will be as easy or as like, I don't know, just if it will be easy to still
flex around.
Flex around, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I can partially offer some perspective into that because I've been tinkering around with Wraith the last couple of games that I've played with Zach. And while it's true it doesn't feel like she got a huge buff on her upgrades, I haven't felt overly disadvantaged with her either. I still think I still like how she plays. So it's the character that accessibility for being able to play whatever character, whether you're new to the game or experienced with it. I think Apex still has that. I don't have problems going to a different character and relearning everything about them. They still handle like they do. I know the some of the heavier characters like Gibby and Fuse and stuff like that, I think. Do they handle better now?
There was a change in their animations.
Oh, okay.
They actually haven't changed any of the timings. They're all exactly the same, but their animations are different, so they feel speedier.
I
think it's just also, are you willing to do your homework and studying all the characters? Because really all you had to remember was their ultimate and their passive ability in the beginning. Now it's like you have the choice. And trying to decide, okay, I'm going to play Mirage, but I don't know what option 1 and option 2 is and all that. So maybe I shouldn't pick Mirage for this match because you can't change. So it'll be interesting to see if the flexibility is there in the future.
I actually forgot what Mirage's abilities were, and there's one that is rough. So his level 3, one of his options is the bamboozle bonus. Every time he gets a bamboozle, he refreshes his tack. He gets it immediately.
It was already kind of a useless
Dang.
ability to start, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I watched somebody on TikTok who just sat there in the middle of a fight, sending them out one after another, after another,
Yeah.
after
That's
another.
actually
Oh, that's
amazing.
disgusting.
Because it works on his ult too.
No.
That's actually amazing. And I love that. And now I'm thinking about playing Mirage.
I
He
mean, I
fought
only
3
played.
squads on his own
to
and won.
annoy. It's simply to annoy
man.
people.
I only
Because it's
play
always
Mirage.
annoying. Like you shoot the bamboozle once, and you're like, "Oh, it's a bamboozle, all right." Imagine just getting one after another after. That sounds hilarious.
And of course, the
Yeah,
one you
like-
decide, nah, it's a bamboozle. That's him.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. You never know which one's who.
Yeah. Man, I
I
miss
definitely
playing
think that
Mirage.
I think there are definitely some big winners in terms of this and some big
Mhm.
losers, and I think balance is going to be a big thing moving forward. In general, I think this is a really good change.
Mhm.
They're doing what Overwatch couldn't. At
I
least
think we
someone
have-
is.
I think we
Yeah.
have 2 Fortnite players here.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we compared Apex this past season, so before all these changes,
Mhm.
and Fortnite no build, they're
Oh.
fairly similar games.
Yeah.
Fairly.
They're both battle royales. They both use similar mechanics to try and push you together. They're looter shooters in the sense that you have to loot what's on the map.
Mhm.
This helps differentiate it from that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I think Apex always had, at least to me in my ADHD brain, it always had a slight advantage for me over Fortnite because of the different character abilities. There felt like there was always variety in a game because a team's setup was always different and the people you played against always had something that in Fortnite you just don't get. But especially now with the new update and especially the Evo shields and the skill tree, they do it. The Legends already felt like it set it a level above Fortnite, but now it feels like they're in completely different arenas, which is cool.
I also think what it really differentiates itself from is PUBG. I think would be the closer battle
I was-
royale to Apex.
I would have
gonna
mentioned
say,
it, but I don't think any of us. Does anybody here play PUBG?
I
I do
used to
not.
play PUBG,
Okay,
but
we got
I
one.
was gonna say it's. I think Apex has always distinguished itself from other games because I grew up playing a lot of COD, and when Modern Warfare came out, their battle royale, I played that a lot, and it's very similar in aspects of you pick up your guns, you you put optics and stuff on them, and then you have shields and what blah blah blah. But what I really liked about Apex is it was sort of this combination of COD's Battle Royale mixed with Overwatch. It took the characters, and the part I loved about Overwatch, having characters with their own backstories and their own abilities, and then shoved it into a Battle Royale game where you get to make
Mhm.
modifications for your gun. And unlike Overwatch, you're not stuck with one modification or one gun with the hero's abilities that you like. You can mash them up. So I think Apex on its own did a really, really good job of saying, hey, you may like this character's abilities, but you like this gun that has nothing to do with this character. I
Mhm.
think that is the best part about Apex, the fact that you can still give and take, right? And then
Mhm.
with these new updates in it, having you being able to increase different things, even if it's a bad character, like we talked about Valkyrie, who I main, like it's even if their upgrades aren't the best, it still keeps the whole aspect of here's your
Mhm.
hero, here's what you like about them, here's this gun, here's what you like about it. Now combine it.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree with Oreo. Like, I've had people beg me to play other battle royale games. My stepson is a huge fan of Fortnite and says, "You play Apex, you'll like Fortnite." I think what keeps me in Fortnite, or not Fortnite, in Apex is the characters and the likability of the characters and the backstory and stuff like that. And then it's the guns on the side. It's not necessarily the guns and the kits and stuff like that. It's the characters and their stories, the likability. Apex has done such a good job creating the story and the lore between each character. Even like the characters' voice lines when you play characters like Loba and Revenant, you know, when you play them on the same team, their combativeness in their voice lines. I don't know. I haven't played Loba or Revenant in a while, so I don't know if Apex has changed that, but Pathfinder and Mirage was another one. So yeah, these changes definitely won't stop me from playing Apex, and Overwatch should take a huge look at the creators of Apex and what they've done. Because like I said, Apex has done really well in the past with bringing out new things, and it's all been great, in my opinion.
Funny you mentioned that. So I was going to try and transition us and just really quickly touch on, there's been some more minor weapon and hero changes. But one of the ones was Conduit, who came out last season, had a bunch of nerfs.
No.
Yeah.
Why didn't I see them? Hello.
Where did it? Yep, her tactical got increased by 5 seconds. And the amount of temporary shields and how fast you get them has been slowed down. And then her ultimate has been the duration's been reduced, the mine's HP has been reduced, and the distance where if there's two mines too close to each other or would like make one disappear, that's also been reduced, or that's been increased, so they have to be a little bit further apart.
I as a Conduit main, I think they're fine. I think some of the cooldown increases are fine. I was wondering today, I was trying to click my button, and I was like, why is my ability not up yet? So that was probably what I was those extra 5 seconds I was feeling today. But I think the the regeneration rate is going to hurt a little bit. That was probably the biggest part of her kit, was that she could regen so much.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what made her super, super viable. But so I think that's going to be the biggest hit. I think the mine duration and the mine HP is what it is. I think those won't make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things. The duration that it's out there might impact maybe if your final ring and you're trying to lay something down. But
don't worry,
those are my thoughts on Conduit.
Don't worry, crypto's going to be more viable now.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck crypto.
I did find it interesting that so the 30-30 getting nerfed was kind of a little bit needed. I became a 30-30 connoisseur, as has Bandito, who's been on the show before. It was a little bit ridiculous. So originally with a full charge at headshot with the Skull Piercer, 79 damage. So 3 taps anybody. So them reducing a lot of things about it, that one made sense. There were some others I was a little surprised by. I don't think I know anybody here who's big on the Hemlock. No, but apparently that needed some nerfs. Everything else, most of it seemed pretty normal. The only one that kind of hurts a little bit, so laser sights, the spread has been increased on everything for laser sights.
Mm-hmm.
So hipfire is just less of an option now. And also the 1x got removed off SMGs.
That's gonna hurt.
That one hurt a lot because it's my go-to when I pick up things like the Prowler and stuff like that. And that sucked, having that removed.
Yeah, that not being able to go on my car, that's gonna suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's gonna suck a lot.
Yeah.
Because what good pistols are there? RE45?
Yeah.
Yeah, RE45s. Yeah.
And the Wingman, but that's a red gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring the Wingman back. Please.
Wingman Justice.
The Wingman was too OP when it was...
Best gun.
It was too OP when it was not in the care packages.
Best gun.
I was gonna say, if they brought back the Wingman as a non-care package item, they would have to nerf it quite a bit in order for it to seem
They
fair.
did. They turned it, and didn't they turn it to sniper ammo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
they
can't
did.
carry a ton of ammo for it anymore.
Yeah, but
Or when it
it
was on the
still does
ground.
crazy amount of damage.
And
It
there's no
literally acts like a sniper, but a pistol.
Yeah, it's lit. It's my best gun.
Agree to disagree.
Best gun.
The best gun
Look,
was
get-
the alternator when it was a red gun.
I
That
Facts.
was the
That
best.
was a
The
nice-
alternator
yeah.
in red was like
Alternator in red was sexy.
beautiful. Like it was like I would run to those care packages, not even like give my team a chance. I would be like, if that has an alternator, it's mine.
Mhm.
That's me with the bow check.
I miss the old charge rifle, and I will never shut up about it.
I will agree.
It was
I
my
do
go-to.
too,
I was
yeah.
so
I've
good
never
with
liked
it,
the
and now
charge
I
rifle.
suck at it.
Broken.
Everybody goes on about it, and I'm sad I didn't get to experience it.
It
Oh,
was
man.
broken,
Yeah,
and it was how you racked up damage but didn't really do anything.
Bro,
Yeah, you-
I will have you know that is rude, slanderous.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You just weren't
Tell
good
me
at
I'm
it.
wrong.
I mean,
Listen.
I loved it, but you really didn't need much skill with it.
No, you did because it had like a laser sight, so all you had to do was make sure the laser was
Yeah.
lining up with where you were shooting, and it would just beam straight
It
across.
made-
It was
I would
yeah.
hit all my
Zach, it was
shots.
Zarya.
Great.
It was Zarya.
Zarya across the map.
Yeah,
It was Zarya as a sniper.
and
And
I
it
loved
made,
it so
like-
much.
If you weren't a sniper, which I am not a sniper at all, it like made you feel like you were like sniper status. Like
Oh,
Made
I
you
can
feel like a
snipe.
god.
I can be Widow.
so,
That's me.
Zach,
So-
I'm
so in
gonna
my 3
introduce
months-
you.
so in my 3 months of playing, I think I have like 4 or 5 heroes now where I've got the 350 meter achievement unlocked.
Dang.
Zach, I'm gonna
makes
send
me
you a
feel proud.
video from a YouTuber named Ragtag, which you guys here don't know Ragtag. Go watch Ragtag. Some of his old stuff on Apex, really funny. Good
Oh, yeah.
creator. He used to do really funny bits whenever he had the charge rifle, because Ragtag, his whole thing is that he's the best gutter tier gamer on the face of the planet. He was like a plat, maybe Apex player, and that was his whole shtick. So he'd pick up the charge rifle and go crazy with it. So this was 2-3 years ago, but I'll send you some of those videos. You can see how much that damage racks up on a
Mhm.
very average player.
I'm looking
It's
forward to it.
insane. It
I'll go
racks
find it.
up.
I
Yeah.
still Ragtag doesn't really post anymore. He doesn't play a ton of Apex. He streams a lot. I will still fall asleep to his 3-year-old videos because it's so entertaining. So if you need a good backlog, Ragtag's a good creator for Apex.
I mean, they should maybe bring the new or the old charge rifle back just so we can
No.
charge up our shields.
Shields, yeah. You wouldn't think it's such an ugly gun if you could get a red shield within 5
yeah,
seconds.
Exactly.
It
But
was
Free
Zach, you
damage.
can-
Get your free damage.
You can sit on
Bring
top
out your
of the
badass.
caustic place as much as you
There
want.
was nothing more embarrassing than getting downed by a charge rifle.
It was so fun to use to play
It
with,
was.
though. It was so satisfying.
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna say it wasn't fun. It was terrible for the state of the game.
I understand why they changed it. I just
Yeah.
don't like that they chose to change it.
That was terrible choice, Apex. R.I.P. charge rifle.
R.I.P.
Womp
charge
womp.
rifle.
Hope you never
Womp
come
womp.
back.
I think the only thing to mention really quick just before we start wrapping this up is some technical things that they mentioned that I found in patch notes. So one, there was apparently an exploit that you could stay in the ring basically forever. Apparently they've figured out how to somewhat patch that, where they've basically been like, yeah, people are in the ring for an X amount of time. Now they're just immediately eliminated. They get warned and then they're down. That's it. We're not dealing with that problem.
I don't know why I never got that.
I have never.
Bug.
I don't think I've ever.
I
seen
hadn't
that
heard about
one.
it, but apparently they noticed it, addressed it, and it was cool to be like, cool. The fact that it didn't even get around and they were already dealing with it,
Yeah.
Good for them.
good on
Good
Respawn.
job.
I got to imagine it was something along the lines of a strategy where you just you bring out your heat shields and you rack up all your healing items, and now you can just sit in the ring until there's 3 squads left. Will you win? Probably not. Will you take top 3 in a ranked match? Probably.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, if that's the exploit they're referring
Actually, we
to,
do
then
need
yeah,
to
I've
talk
seen
about rank
that.
changes.
Oh my
Um,
god, rank changes.
Yeah, real quick, we'll finish up our technical stuff. 120 FPS is available on console now, which is
Ooh,
actually higher than it goes on PC.
lame.
Yay.
However, it also has a nerfed aim assist. I found out out like an hour before the show.
Aim assist is dead. Stop cheating.
I would like to see how that impacts professional.
I'm curious
Apex.
too, because it
Mhm.
seems like a lot of players don't have noticed that it's better to have the 120 FPS and the hit on the aim assist.
It's fair. I wouldn't
So
know.
that's gonna
I've
be
never
interesting.
played the game on console.
Yeah.
Neither
me
have I.
either.
I don't think any of us here played it. One person has. Yeah.
Oh, I've played it on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay. We have,
Oh, I've
we have
done
two
that
people on the Switch.
too, and
Yeah,
it's
it-
miserable.
Yeah. I
That
think
hurt.
it was
That
when we were
actually
all
hurt.
playing. Yeah, we were all playing
When
Apex
I
like
went back
every
to my
night.
parents for Christmas, and
Yeah.
all I could bring was my little Switch, and I went,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, everything's like 5 pixels."
The other thing to mention is clubs are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sad.
It's disappointing, but at the same time, like,
I don't think they were really used for what they
No.
wanted them to be used for, but
they're
I
a
just
cool
want my
idea.
little snow tag.
yeah,
There
Yeah.
are
I
still
like
ways
my
to add
snow
tags.
tag.
You can still do that.
Okay.
Good.
Okay, cool.
Because I
Sweet.
liked everyone would be like Snow White Bunny.
It was cute.
Yeah.
Although I'm trying to think, I think Nox and I hopped in a match once, and we had somebody immediately go, "Snow." Snow's
He
lame.
said some more egregious things about it, but
Mm.
And then we ended
yeah.
up carrying his ass.
Correct. And we got him next game too. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
No, actually, really quick, let's talk about rank changes.
Speed
Like,
run.
we'll make this conversation go as long as it needs to, because it is an interesting thing. Nox in particular has had some really strong opinions about this one, so I'm just gonna let her take off on it.
Okay, so rank system completely changed. We're going back to RP. Everyone, celebrate! No more LP. We have RP. Yay! I'm gonna explain what
Woo!
that means. And they put in their patch notes exactly what I'm thinking. They're back to an elimination focus rather than a placement focus for their ranked games, which I think is how the game should be. Being in the top 5, multiple matches in a row will now grant more RP. So 2 matches in the top 5, now you get an additional 10. Up to 5 matches in the top 5, you get an additional 40. Soft elimination cap. So once you hit over 6 eliminations, you will not earn additional RP. I'm assuming this is to protect against people buying lower level accounts than wiping an entire server and boosting. Was my thought on that change. There's also a challenger bonus, which is 50% bonus on eliminations of higher ranked players. So it recognizes how your skill level compared to somebody else's, and you get more RP depending on the other person.
Something to note: you also get Evo.
Yes. So there's different bonuses
shield.
based on your skill level compared to your opponents. Promotional trials have been removed. Thank God, they were dumb. Provisional matches have been removed. Thank God, they were dumb. Demotion and demotion protection will remain the same, and then rate tiers will have some increases. My immediate thoughts: loading into a rookie 4 match, coming back to Apex, and immediately being negative 50 LP when you start the game. There is nothing worse. That is a whole game of I'm going to go hide in a hole and hope I get top 10 and come out, and then go get some eliminations and see how much I come out on top. Whereas now, with the Evo changes and the changes to how the rank system works, whereas I loaded into a rookie game today at 0 LP or RP to buy in, it was great. I felt like I could climb the ranks a little bit easier, and then once I hit bronze, silver, gold, that buy-in will become heavier, which is, I think, how it always should have been to rank up in Apex. But I think with the RP system and the Evo system, it's really encouraging a more active play style, a faster play style, something that's more fun to play than let's just hole up at Caustic and get second place.
Call out.
Look, we did it.
Overall, I think they're good changes. I think it actually benefits the game overall, especially with the other changes that have been made. The only thing that I have that I don't actually have listed in our notes, but I did find out earlier, is the way that games are match made has changed. So it used to be that you had a hidden MMR that you would get ranked against players who are of similar MMRs. That doesn't exist anymore. I'm sure they still have some MMR rating somewhere, but now they just rank you against other people who are currently in that tier or tiers slightly above or below. So the one thing that I've noticed going into ranked matches lately is it is a little bit of a slog, because I'm not going against people who are my skill level. They're definitely higher levels because it's the beginning of the season and they all got reset.
Yep.
and that's not enjoyable.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Yeah, it
But I
sounds like
know
a bit of an
that'll-
Overwatch problem there.
Yeah, but that will get better as the season goes on because those players will naturally start to move up and out. And
True.
But
I
I
will
also think
say-
the changes to being 0 RP when you start a match kind of, yeah, it's not as enjoyable when you die right away, but at least you're not losing 50 points every time.
no, that is true. Like I said, I think it's overall it's good. I just think that this beginning of the season is going to be rough and will continue to be rough.
I will say I think the rank system is a whole lot better because I hated playing ranked before because it was the whoever lasts the longest pretty much. And I found that to be so unbelievably boring because you would lose LP if you died within the first, 10 minutes or something like that. And didn't it just leads for boring games? And I hated ranked because everyone wouldn't want to lose their thing, their points or whatever. And I just thought it was the dumbest thing ever. I would only play, the normal quick play with everyone because then they're actually enticed to, go in and have an effective and fun game. But now that they completely changed it and it's based off of kills, it sounds way more fun, way more active, way more it definitely goes along with their, especially the shield changes and everything that they added, because you wouldn't have been able to break up your shields if it was still the old whoever can last the longest system.
The one funny thing is, there is still a lot of RP you can get just by gaining places. So there are going to be people who still do run and hides. It definitely seems like they're placing more emphasis on getting eliminations, which I think is good.
You're still going to get rewarded for not running and hiding though because of the shield system.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest ranked player on Apex. I think maybe I've played one season. But with these changes, it could definitely bring me into playing unranked for sure.
Tank, any thoughts?
Oh, just that I agree with Nox and Oreo that I wasn't a huge fan of the ranking system like this previous season that we just finished because it took so long to get at the proper rank. And so going back to a merit and skill based system sounds a lot nicer. And I haven't played ranked this season yet, but definitely looking forward to it.
Oh. I think that means it's time for the real world.
Before we hit the real
Ding-a-ling.
world, can we all have a raise of hands on who has a heirloom?
I wish.
And who got their heirloom after the first loot crate that they opened?
Bunny's gonna forever
And
be salty.
who put so many hours in their first account? Never got one.
Listen,
then
I
it
love my
disappeared.
great heirloom.
Hey, at least nobody's salty about it. I don't see two people who seem very displeased at the moment.
I am so mad. I put so much hours into that game and then got my first account deleted.
Listen, you could say salty forever. However, I know the second she gets an heirloom, she's gonna Oreo, look what I got! Look what you don't have for this character, blah blah blah.
I will
You
say,
know damn well she's gonna do that.
Yeah.
Real
I
quick, just
will
to clarify, I think that account was hacked. if I
my
recall.
account?
Yeah, but that was
Maybe.
No, it was like a whole deal.
No, do we want to go over this?
No, we don't want to go
Because
into
I
that.
could totally.
No, we don't want to go into that.
Okay.
Anyways,
Point being, I thought it was not your fault.
it was not my fault.
It's not her
Okay.
fault. It's fine.
Someone, we won't say who, talked me into getting another game, and I had to log in or something. And by logging in,
Oh, did EA do something funny?
Yeah, EA
Okay,
did
we
something
can just blame
funny.
EA.
That's
That's
right.
easy.
And it was a Star Wars game.
Thanks,
Um,
Battlefield 2.
yeah.
Anyways, I have an heirloom and it's really pretty and it's really fun because she swings her little knives around and Bunny's very upset about it and every
The
time she brings
only
it up, it brings
plus-
me a little bit of joy.
The only plus that about this Apex is that you're making me wait and play every one of the legends very well. So when I do get the shards, I will know the specific character that I want to have the heirloom for. Where Oreo got it on her first one.
It wasn't
and
my
played
first, it was like my third.
And so she's like, we're going to give it to Wraith.
Yeah, because she was who I was playing.
I know.
And now you don't play her anymore.
Yeah.
No, I barely play her.
Okay.
I really hope that I get my second heirloom before Bunny. I think it'd be really funny.
I am this close to my first. I
really hope I get my second heirloom before
Yeah.
Bunny gets her first.
that
I
would
would
be
cry.
so tough.
I would cry.
Let's do the real world.
All right.
This is the segment where we usually discuss what's going on in our lives outside of games. Sometimes it's about gaming, but oftentimes it's outside of gaming. Movies we're watching, books we're reading, music we're listening to, just things that are whatever we want to talk about for a moment. So, Knox, what you got?
I'm still in the tandem read that I talked about a few episodes ago. It's going by a little slower than I'd like it to, so I won't talk about books tonight. But I do have a PSA. If you want to dye your hair, dye your hair. Thank you.
It does look really good.
It looks amazing.
Awesome.
It looks really good.
Hey, good
Goth
job.
girlfriend.
I said I wanted dark. I didn't know if I meant black, but we're real dark brown now, and I'm loving it. So go dye your hair. Go get that box dye. The best color I've ever had behind this one was a box dye. So, but be safe. Use the right shampoo.
Panic.
Manic Panic for the
Panic
win.
Panic
I
is
love
fine. Is it pretty good?
Manic Panic's great. I used it for like my lime green. It does fade out pretty fast because
It fades
it's
out real fast.
demi-permanent, but that's going to be a thing with all like demi-permanent colors, or semi-permanent is where they're called some places.
I did spend a pretty penny to get it to look like this, so be smart, kids. Save up your money. Go get your hair dyed.
Yeah.
Oreo, to you.
To me. Yesterday I had a little TV/movie day with my best friend that is across the planet from me right now. And we watched the show one day. It was very depressing and we cried the entire last episode, but it was a very, very good show. I highly recommend it if you're into those like sappy romance shows and movies and stuff, Hallmark stuff. Just know you're gonna cry in the last episode. But it was very good. I recommend it. Oh, also one of my favorite comedians came out with a new special. Love her. Taylor Tomlinson.
Yeah.
Just came out with a new one. I've watched it twice. It came out on Friday and it's Sunday.
It's so funny.
It's amazing. Highly recommend that one too.
Tank, what do you got?
The magazine I'm working with for our school, the Lit Mag, we just finished up submissions, so I am going to be in editorial hell for the next week or so, but overall, nothing too exciting. Just, again, getting a lot of Apex and grinding the Battle Pass, and doing a lot of school and work. I am very, very boring, unfortunately.
Happens.
I did
Funny.
watch Aspen Hotel, though. That was fun.
There we go. Recommendation for Aspen Hotel.
There you go.
What do you got, Bunny?
Nothing much other than, so my husband and I are fostering kids, and one is a teenage girl and she's obsessed with TikTok. So I found my archive of my old school camcorder that I had in school and spent hours just watching my dances. And at that time, The Real World was very popular. So confessionals.
See these.
So, like my confessionals with my friends, which were the dumbest things ever. So we spent the weekend watching those, and I was like, I'm gonna post one of these to Instagram. And she's like, I would be so embarrassed. And I was like, you post these dances on Instagram all the time. But yeah, it was fun. So
I didn't know what I was going to talk about for my real world segment, but now I do. I'm going to embarrass you, Bunny. So I know I've mentioned on the show before that I work in film. That's what I do as my day job. But I did go get a degree in it, and I've watched one episode of The Real World in my film history class.
Yeah.
nice.
We had to watch the very, very first episode.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, I was like watching like the last few seasons. I was young for the first.
Yeah, we had to watch. It was 91? It was either 89 or 91.
Oh
when
yeah,
it first came out, and we had to watch that and be like, "This is the birth of reality TV."
Don't
This is
dog
where-
on my reality TV.
Yeah.
It has its moments, but gosh.
Big Brother is the best show known to man. Changed my mind. You can't. Fun fact.
I mean,
My
I could,
BSG
but
will fight to the death.
The only valid answer of what's better than Big Brother is Survivor. So.
all right.
No one's gonna argue.
Now that y'all have hurt me, that one got to me, Noxel, just a little bit.
Let me love Jeff Probst, okay?
Not young crazy.
I could see the disappointment.
That's the face of a broken man.
Look.
right there. Look at what
We
you've
don't
done.
need to bring my tall blonde drink of water into this conversation. Thank you.
We'll save it for next week.
Perfect. I'll bring my notes.
All right. Everyone, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our discussion today. We release these episodes weekly, and if that's not often enough for you, you can join us down in the doobly-doo. Join the Discord server. We got a whole chat down there just for our Sweaty Casuals conversations. If you have your own insights, you have any ideas that you want to hear, or you think we just sound like a cool group of people, join, talk to us, chat with us. Bunny, Oreo, Dank, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being a part of this and discussing all these changes with us. Thank you to all of you for listening, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye!